Hey there, welcome back to Cisco Reads Books. Today we got a book review, and it is Act of Revenge by Dale Brown and Jim DeFelice. This is book 2 in Puppet Masters, and the final book as of right now. I'll read you the blurb, and let's see what's going on with this one. When terrorists attack Boston, Louis Messina races against time to save the city with a high-tech counteroffensive. On Easter Sunday morning, the city of Boston is struck by a widespread and coordinated series of terrorist and explosion in the T. A suicide bomber at Black Bay Police Station and a heavily armed gunman taken hostages at the Patriot Hotel. For robotics inventor Louis Messina, aka the Puppet Master, this is far more personal than a savage act of political terrorism. Boston is his city, and one of his employees, Chelsea Goodman, is among the hostages facing certain death. As Chelsea fights from inside, Messina leads his team of tech geniuses at Smart Metal to deploy every bot, drone, and cyber weapon at their disposal to defeat the fanatics and save his city and friend. That's one step. Step 2 is find the twisted mastermind behind the attacks and make him pay. So that blurb was horribly written on Goodreads, just so you know. Somebody needs to edit that shit. Overall, the book was good. Like I said, going into this series, you kind of expect a Jim DeFelice and Dale Brown kind of military thriller. And that's not what this is. This is very much a techno thriller with some military / like covert ops feels to it. So yeah, we follow Louis Messina as he kind of tracks down these terrorists, and the ultimate bad guy is named Gaddah. He's from Syria, and he's just a bad dude. He's definitely in the this was definitely written during the time of like the Daesh, kind of ISIS, that whole thing. And then like the Syrian civil war plays a heavy background in this story. And basically Chelsea Goodman goes with her friend Johnny, with the one with the robotic legs from the first one. And they go into Syria on a covert op with the CIA team, and they try to find this guy and just kind of, mess up his pipeline. And do whatever they can to be a thorn in the side. But ultimately, the fight comes back to Boston. And I won't go too much into that to spoil the book for you. But yeah, this book was much better than the first one. Just looking at it on Goodreads, like this is definitely not Dale Brown's best work. The average rating on this one is like a 3.82, which I've never seen. Basically any of his books have lower than a 4. So, it's not the best of his work. But I mean, when you go into it and you kind of expect that military thriller-esque stuff, and he's doing more spy thrillery, techno thriller stuff, it can definitely throw off like longtime readers as far as when they come into this not knowing exactly what they're getting. I mean, granted, if you read book 1 and then you're coming into book 2, you kind of know what to expect. Like this is very heavy on the technology side of things and less so on the military side. I mean, there was much more thriller type action in this one than there was in the first one. The first one was definitely like a straight up almost spy thriller with techno goodness. But yeah, this one's a little bit closer to the at least paramilitary thriller, because it's like covert ops kind of paramilitary stuff going on. But all in all, like this was a fantastic book. I gave this one 4 stars because this one was definitely better than the first one as far as action goes. The characterization is the staple of this writing pair. Dale Brown and Jim DeFelice do have some of the best characterization that I've seen in military thrillers for sure. Just hands down, like their Dreamland series is just phenomenal with that. And this pulls no punches. Louis Messina, he's definitely an interesting character where he's motivated, highly religious kind of tech wizard guy, billionaire that uses his power and influence to make sure that he can stand up for his city of Boston. Does it kind of, and he blurs the line between government agency and corporate partnership for sure. But this guy's highly motivated and just one of those characters that you instantly kind of really like him. Is he a dog? Is he a Colonel Bastion? Colonel Dog Bastion? No, he's not that good. But I mean, he's up there in the list of protagonists. Chelsea Goodman is a fantastic character. The struggles that she goes through in both book 1 and book 2 really just solidify her as like one of those main characters of this 2-book series. In my personal opinion, I hope that Jim DeFelice and Dale Brown do at least one more of these, make it a trilogy. Because I think that they have something here as far as building the story out into something greater. They can definitely do that, and just the amount of tech that's in this, and the rise of robotics and AI, and just AI and robotics relationships as far as like robots learning from past experiences and stuff. This book does a fantastic job of showing that, which is enlightening and horrifying at the same time, because these things are, in the next 10 years, we could see robots, cooking dinner for us and shit. So, as a, like, look, Dale Brown, when he's looking into the future, whether it be through Dreamland, whether it be through Patrick McClanahan, whether it be through Nick Flynn, whatever character he's using to explore the themes and technology that are going on right now is always fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised if the technology in these 2 books was kind of the lead up to the Nick Flynn series. Because a lot of the stuff that we see Dale Brown and Jim DeFelice grappling with in these 2 books are further explored in the Nick Flynn series, which is fantastic. I always like to see the evolution of ideas and kind of how they came about. So, I mean, one of these days I would love to talk to Dale Brown and just pick his brain about, his writing style, his author mentality, like just stuff like that, because this guy is just a fucking master of military thrillers. So Dale Brown, if you're out there, obsessed with it. But ultimately, like I said, this wasn't the people's most loved book, but I gave it 4 stars. The series as a whole probably gets a 3.5. Maybe there'll be a 3rd book someday. I hope so, because anything from Dale Brown is their partnership is probably on par with President just less known. But this channel, we're getting Dale Brown's name. The more people that